this is essentially what your screen will look like. We've got a lot more stuff on our screen than you will, just because this is currently set up for our main office, box office, the one in our office that we're selling tickets. Currently, this is what that looks like for our staff sitting at that front desk. You won't have to worry about quite as many buttons on here because you won't have all of these products for sale. Realistically, you won't have the Carnival ride bracelet, and you won't have anything more than the day that you're selling tickets for on there. So it'll be pretty much limited to, highlight off, there we go, to like this box right here, where hopefully everybody can see 2023 Fair and Rodeo Friday. We're gonna pretend, I didn't go to Thursday, we're gonna pretend it's Friday, because why wouldn't we want it to be Friday? Other than one less day to get everything ready for us. But, and then here, this is your box where you pick how many admissions you want to pick. So you just move your cursor over and you just push 1, 2, 3, 4, however many you want. And if you get too many, you can easily delete them from there. If you have children, same thing there, and I'll just add one of each. And as you can see, it adds it all up and it gives you the subtotal and what your total is going to be, and then either card or cash. And then you pick which one you're going to use. And every single terminal has the ability to take credit cards and or cash. If you're going to use card, you just either swipe the card. Well, I think you have to select that, or you may be able just to swipe the card and do that on this one. I'm actually going to delete all these out. We're going to use something so I don't have to go out and delete all of this stuff back out when I get back to the office. So, because this is a $0 ticket, it doesn't require anything, because this is a complimentary pass. But if this was it, you'd swipe the credit card and it would all just magically happen. And there you go, looks like that. You should not get this screen. It's probably because this is not a real system we use. It's just kind of logged in. They're putting in the office. Anyways, once you do that, it just automatically prints the ticket. The ticket will look like this, and it does that for you automatically. If you have more than one ticket, it'll just print them and it'll print a whole big long roll. So it'll look like, so it'll print them out like that. Hopefully not torn. On the end of that ticket, the piece that really matters is going to be the end, the barcode on the end, or the QR code. That is actually the ticket. This is just a piece of paper that it prints on. So you want to make sure that printed well. That should print on the stub. For those in the back, it's a perforated piece. It prints on there, and then you give the customer the whole thing. They take those, and that's what they use to magically enter the fair and have a fantastic visit while they're there. The system does everything. It keeps track of how much money you do, all of that sort of stuff. For those of you that are going to be, if there's an overring or a sale that didn't go through or a void or something like that, I think a couple people know how to do that. Mark Lemus comes in and is our contractor again. He'll be the same. I think some of you have worked with Mark in the past, so nothing has changed on the system. Nothing has changed with Mark, and then we'll also have support from our ticket provider Sapphire on Tuesday and Wednesday getting this all set up. So it just magically works for you guys when you show up, and that's pretty much all you have to do. Is select the right number. Yeah, select the right number. It automatically magically tells you how much it's going to be. Collect either the cash or swipe the card. Make sure that the right money's there and give them the right change and move on. If you choose cash, it will also give you the opportunity, like if it's a weird amount, right? It's $30, and if you don't want to do the math, because if you get to a weird number, you can put in, right, that if it's 30, they wanted to give you 40, it tells you the change due right there too, as well, to make life super easy for you. So you don't have to use that. You can just say that they use cash and just move through that. But if you're trying to figure out, or you don't want to do the math in your head, or it's been a long day and you can't do the math in your head, you can use that, and it just magically gives you the right answer right there, and you submit it and put it in. So the system doesn't print a ticket until you push submit. So make sure you have the cash it won't print the ticket until you swipe the card. If you tell it you have the cash, it'll print the ticket. Make sure you have the cash in hand, because as soon as it prints it, they are a live ticket. There is a way to back these out, but obviously it's much easier if we don't have to. This will, if anybody wants a receipt, you saw that pop up, this will also print the receipt at the same time. The receipt is not a ticket. Remember, let me submit this again. Hold up. This is what is the ticket, right? This is just a piece of paper. If they print something at home, because we do online sales, it's just a piece of paper. The actual ticket, each of these is unique. You see all the different letters, the numbers. Each one's completely unique. There's no way to duplicate those. So that's the actual ticket itself. The rest of it's just a piece of paper. So that scanner scans it, and then once it's scanned, for the majority of tickets, it will only scan once, and it won't work. Also, there are the opportunity for people to have tickets that they purchased at home for like the carnival or for other activities at the fair. They will not scan at your gate, so you don't have to worry about that. So when you use the scanner, and the scanner is it's basically just an iPhone in a fancy case, and it uses the camera app, and you just hold it over, and just like if you're using a QR code, it just starts it. But if this was an actual scanner, it would make a fancy noise. It'd tell you ding if it's good, and it makes a really annoying noise if it's not good. For those of you that scanned, hopefully I'm pretty close to the correct noises. It will also, the screen will turn green with a green check if it's good. It will turn red with a big X. X means bad, and red means stop. So it's pretty simple. It will also vibrate, like the ding. A good ticket has like a nice vibrating feel, and then a bad ticket is like aggressive, no, pay attention to me, kind of a vibrator. So you'll see that on the screen, and do that. So yeah, you'll want to try to scan every ticket moving forward. So that's kind of the primary, until we get into like Friday and Saturday nights or the evenings. And in that case, if we get into Friday and Saturday nights and we have long lines for your ticket takers, we want to get the people into the fair. We're more worried about getting them in so they can have a good experience on the fair than we are to make sure that we get every single ticket scanned. With the caveat that this ticket is really hard to counterfeit, so nobody can do that. So these ones, if you're choosing which tickets to not scan, don't scan these. We'll scan these later. Take them, hold them, put them somewhere in a pile so that we can go back and scan them. The ones that someone can print at home, which look like a piece of paper that anybody could print. It's a take-home. I should have brought one, I apologize. But it's a piece of paper that looks similar to this, but it's a full-size sheet. Scan all of those, because they can push print twice on that. They can copy those, any of that sort of stuff. That you can have multiple copies of the exact same QR code. So make sure you're scanning the printed home tickets. If we're in that point where we're just getting people through the gates, don't scan these as much as possible. The other reason for that is because they have the ability to print carnival passes at home. We don't sell carnival passes, so this ticket will never be a carnival pass. This will only be an admission ticket. So that's the other problem, is if you take that ticket from them and don't scan it, to scan it later when it's the print at home, they may actually need to use that at a later date, and when they get there, then they'll have confusion because it won't scan at that point for them to get their carnival band. So in an effort of trying to, customer service, if you're going to not scan a ticket, don't scan this ticket. A fabric wristband that gets them access. It's got the year, it's got our year logo on it, and so they won't have a ticket. If they show up with a season ticket that is printed like this, send them to the office so that we can get them their wristband so that they don't have to wait any further. And then they can just hold their wristband up as they go by and just go right through.
So if somebody wants to buy a season, we send them to the office like that.
So if you want to know what your ticket's going to look like or print them out, if you're a gate captain or something, just ask one of your ticket sellers to print you out some, and you can show what it's going to look like. Every one of our tickets will print on this. If it's not on that, make sure you scan that QR code. There are people out there, unfortunately, that are selling counterfeit tickets to a lot of events. For some reason, it's become a new thing. So we've gone on and we've reported everything we can. But events across, not just Oregon, but across the country, they're seeing a lot of fraud, and people are reselling a ticket that's not a real ticket, even through authorized resellers like StubHub and some of these big regular ticket ones. They're creating tickets that look real but are not real, and if they don't have the real QR code, it's there. We can also go back in and look up every QR code, right? So if they buy it and have an official authorized ticket, and for some reason it doesn't work, they can send them to the office, and our team there can look up the ticket sales. They can find them by their credit card number, by their last name, by their email, by a ton of different ways. So we can make sure that those who actually have purchased a ticket can get in, right? We want to make sure that everybody who has a real ticket can get into the fair, and we err on the side of caution on that. We're going to make sure people can get in. If they use an unauthorized ticket, we'll figure out what we can do, because that really sucks, and we don't want that to be a negative experience for people. So we're still working on what the solution ultimately will be. Probably send those folks to the office. But if they have a ticket that's not working, rather than trying to fix it and deal with it on your own side, maybe deal with your gate captain. They'll probably have some additional steps that Mark might go through with them on how to rectify some situations, how to do some lookups, that kind of stuff. But if you guys can't handle it, just send them to the office, and our team will deal with them from there.